is Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham. I'm at the RIU Explorers Conference in Fremantle, where I'm wandering around, catching up with anybody who's around the place, anybody who feels like a bit of a chat. There's always going to be one. There's going to be somebody. John Hannaford.
Wally, how are you?
I'm very well, mate. Very well.
Looking resplendent in your suit and tie.
Go on with you. All right. MTM Critical Minerals. All right. There's a bit going on that's a bit different with you guys. What's going on?
Well, we're orange for starters. Everyone else is blue and green, and we're orange, which is a point of difference. But we've just recently signed up a deal which has some technology around mineral processing and e-waste recycling as part of a broader acquisition of some rare earths tenements. But we're an expanding rare earths exploration company with projects in Canada, WA around WA1, but a real interest we think going forward is this flash Joule heating technology, which we're in the process of finalising the acquisition of.
All right, can you explain that to us a bit, what it actually is?
What it is, it sends a very high intensity electrical pulse through a sample of matter, and it vaporises it instantaneously, and then they extract either rare earths or the other critical metals. So it has been patented and tested by the Rice University in Houston around extracting rare earths from coal fly ash, which is a massive environmental problem, coal fly ash. Also extracting rare earths and titanium from bauxite residue, another waste product. So we're using existing resources of known rare earths and other critical metals that are in waste streams and extracting those products. So in one sense providing a source of critical metals, but also dealing with an environmental problem. Also, we have the product license or the technology license for treatment of e-waste, which is really high concentrations of precious and critical metals in e-waste. It's a big environmental problem. And also with extracting anode and cathode materials from electric batteries in recycling. So it's a really fantastic opportunity, we feel. It does take us in a different direction, very much around new technologies for helping the planet, but around economically significant opportunities as well.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with finding old stuff and making it new again.
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely. So we're here flying the orange flag. Don't know why orange, but it's just different. But we're loving the conference this year. I think it's been really well attended. Everyone's getting out of the heat. So if anyone's out there, come on by to the MTM booth, and we'd love to tell you the story.
And an interesting story it is. No worries. John, it's great. It's good to see you again.
MTM hat on. Lean on this. There we go.
Oh, that looks better. Yeah, take the price tag off. All right. Hi, how you doing? And let's go. We're just having a bit of a wander around, and the man's not there at the moment. Look, excuse me. Are we able to have a quick chat? Excuse me. Oh, yeah. You can hang around and listen if you like. Yeah. So anyway, Luke, Green Technology Metals, we catch up quite regularly. Yep. Usually down south at the Down South conference. But what's been happening since then?
Yeah, so pretty much, obviously we're looking at the lithium price at the moment, so just preserving cash, but there's a whole heap of work that we can do, sort of the soft stuff. So that's like getting the permitting in place, First Nation agreements, there's government incentives, so it's all the stuff we can do in-house. And then come the second half this year, it's looking like game on again. So back to drilling, back to exploring, and back to building up the resource and getting Seymour into production.
I mean, it's good to have a reason to go back to the office and sit down and get the slide rule out and run the numbers across what you've already done and what you could possibly do in the second part of the year.
Oh, absolutely. So what we're looking to do, as I say, we need to get Seymour up and running. We're speaking to all our strategic partners manufacturers, they're the downstream players, the ones that are going to convert the lithium into a chemical, the battery manufacturers. They're saying, Luke, don't worry about lithium price. Full steam ahead. We need you to get into production and start producing concentrates as soon as possible. So that's what we're going to do.
I mean, yeah, you can't sell it if it's still in the ground.
Absolutely. And I think this is our opportunity right now. Yeah, lithium price is down. Everyone says it's going to spike up in this quarter or next quarter. So watch this space and full steam ahead for GT1.
All right, mate. Well, it's good to catch up with you. Thank you for letting us have Luke for the time. You can go back and have a chat to him now.
Wait till you get the bill.
No. Thanks a lot. We're moving on. Oh, here we go. Perfect timing. Yeah. So, Tom, AC/DC metals. That's my first question is where the name came from.
I think it was before my time, but I think the directors, there's an AC/DC EFT, and then I guess the heavy minerals, heavy metals. I think it was just an idea on the page for a while, and then it sort of stuck, and then all of a sudden the IPO came and gone, and yeah.
It's got one of those things where you actually register in the company, we can't think of another name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's a good conversation starter, and it's always at the top of the list, so it's good.
All right, speaking about starting conversations, let's talk about AC/DC metals, and so tell us what you're up to.
So we listed a year ago, raised the 8 million. We've been drilling busy last year, chalk resource out November last year, so over 600 million tonnes of heavy minerals. We're going through our scoping studies right now. They should be due out imminently, which will really be able to give us a really good benchmarking position. So our tenements are based in Western Victoria. So we're right around sort of three big companies at the moment that are at FID. And so once they really go, then that'll really get some sort of value into the Western Victoria, the mining district there, and allow us to benchmark our project.
All right, well that all sounds pretty good. So that's your main project, is it, or is it the only one?
So we've got 3 projects in that Murray Basin. The key one is Goshen, and so it's really the mineral sands, and in particular the monazite, that hosts the rare earths. And so AC/DC strategy is to have a mineral sands operation, and then rather than exporting that all overseas, is to then take that rare earth concentrate and do the first step of downstream value add. And so do that in Australian shores and produce a mixed rare earth oxide ready for that next step towards magnet production.
All right, you did sort of answer my next question there, that you are pretty primarily a critical metals company.
Yeah, critical metals is sort of the focus, and particularly, I guess, the idea of AC/DC was born out of the technology for the caustic crack on the monazite, and then to build that into supplying your own feedstock, that monazite coming in, and I guess that's the sort of the decarbonisation, the critical mineral space. It's just an exciting place to be.
All right, well, and what do we expect to hear in the near future?
Scoping studies out imminently. We've got material being run through a pilot plant right now, so we'll be able to produce our suite of products, and we'll be able to start some really good conversations with offtakes as we move forward.
All right. Well, Tom, thanks a lot for your time. Very interesting. Make sure you keep in touch with us, because we'd like to catch up and hear more about it.
All right. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Not dramatic at all.
See, you never know what you're going to learn. All right, let's even grab one more before we go. There's got to be someone to have a chat with. Let's see. Roger, are you available for a quick chat? Oh, terrific. No worries. Good to see you. I haven't seen you. We haven't caught up for a long time.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It certainly has. But, not that you haven't been busy at Antipa. What's been going on?
A lot, Wally, a lot. Yeah, we've increased our resource to 1.8 million ounces of gold, and we're looking to grow that even further over the next 6 to 8 months, targeting potentially another 300,000 ounces to bolster up a scoping study development opportunity which we put out late in 2022. So we're looking to push that project, which had a 7-year development project life, to a 10+ year project life. So that's one of our main objectives. So we did 19,000 metres of drilling last year. We're about to kick off an 11,000 metre drilling program for the first half of this year. We start that in March. That'll be both resource growth focused, but also testing several greenfield discovery targets as well.
I mean, obviously the greenfield is to add extra tonnes if it does.
Yeah, and looking for potential for a transformational change. I mean, you've got systems like Havieron out there, which is now a 7 million ounce deposit, and we're testing a range of analogue geophysical targets to that Havieron style deposit, just along strike from Havieron, in fact. So those are the sorts of things that can re-rate the company and really rescale any potential development opportunity. So we'll be pushing both threads through it simultaneously starting late March.
All right, well that can only mean there's going to be a fair whack of news coming out.
Well, that's just on the 100% ground as well, Wally. You'll probably remember we've got 3 other projects with the majors. So Rio Tinto, JV with them, we own a third of that Citadel project. Newmont have taken out Newcrest, so they are now in partnership with us on the Wilkie project, which surrounds Telfer on 3 sides. And then IGO also have a farm in with us, their main exploration focus being copper.
Yeah, well, if you're going to have some partners in crime, they're certainly some of the big names they have.
Definitely, I don't think you'll find too many juniors with 3 majors as partners.
Yeah. Actually, those 3 majors, they're walking around saying we're in partnership with Antipa.
All the time, I would imagine.
I heard them bragging about it before. No, but that sounds very exciting. It sounds like a big year coming up. So so all this, make sure you stay in touch. Make sure you keep us informed about what's going on.
Will do, Wally, and thanks to all your listeners.
All right, there we go. It's another sector done and dusted. Starting to get a little bit tired. I think I might need a cup of tea and a lie down, but we'll be back later.